Hello, and welcome to this, the first of a series of presentations on collaboration through the use of unified communications. My name is Adrian Clinton-Watkins, and I am Managing Director of GGR Communications. GGR Communications provides data communication solutions, including data security, managed networks, and unified communications to our small, medium, and enterprise customers. This presentation is the first of a series of presentations available at www.ggr.net on unified communications and collaboration. Whilst looking at the technology, these presentations will focus on how collaboration using unified communications can deliver increased productivity and better decision making in your business. At the same time, it will enable you to embrace mobile, remote, and home working employees, which has become commonplace in today's businesses. In this presentation, we will look at unified communications in the context of a continually transforming workplace. We will look how unified communications has evolved from voice over IP through convergence to providing full collaborative features. So let's look at how offices have evolved in the last decade and how they have changed. So 10 years ago, most employees were based in the office and based in offices. Offices were particularly paper-orientated, typically through letters, fax and internal memos. And the telephone was the primary method of communication. In addition, offices and businesses were highly structured. Then, the biggest change to the way in which business operates occurred as a result of the internet and technological evolution. This use of the internet and technology has evolved the workplace to the workplace that most people work in today. A high degree of employees still office-based, and email begins to overtake phone as the primary method of communication. A more and more widespread use of electronic systems is occurring. However, these changes have introduced new communication problems into the business. The primary of these being the overuse of email. Email communication is an awful lot less personal, and email has become inefficient and less productive form of communication. Furthermore, we're losing touch of face-to-face communications within the business environment. It can be extremely difficult to get hold of colleagues with the advent of voicemail and mobiles, and this means that employees are still typically being in the office in order to stay productive or to be considered to be productive. Remote workers risk losing touch with the organisation whilst out of the office due to the difficulty of getting hold of them and indeed difficulties with the communications that they may have. At this stage, unified communications is very much a technology that's reacting to the business environment, finding solutions once the problem has already occurred. At this stage, unified communications is not looking at the complete picture and providing a complete solution. Furthermore, businesses begin to rely more and more upon home workers, remote workers and mobile workers, and therefore the technology needs to change in order to facilitate this growing trend. So if we look at the changing trends and needs within the workplace environment, we see that we have mobile individuals, with 20% of workers telecommuting. There are over 1 billion worldwide mobile workers in 2011, and 1/3 of workers will be mobile by 2013. Furthermore, mobile technology helps drive the trend. IT consumerization is now a reality, with many people utilising consumer devices such as iPads, iPhones and Android devices in the workplace. Smartphone adoption is growing annually at more than 50%, and there are 1.3 billion networked mobile devices in the workplace today. With the proliferation of these mobile devices, together with the increasing use of the internet, the borders between social and business start to blur, and the proliferation and popularity of mobile devices entering the workplace facilitate organisational change and start creating problems. This can lead to a challenging communications environment, with technology advancements lacking integration with lots of different systems for the business to manage. Employees also have their own strong preferences and may take matters into their own hands, wishing to use consumer devices such as iPads, iPhones and Android devices, as well as Macintosh devices. This means companies will need to enable bring your own device policies to enable this to happen. It's at this point where unified communications evolves into collaboration. It can provide increased productivity, innovation and growth to the business. It can ensure you can get the right information to the right people at the right time in order to make the right decision. With collaboration, the solution becomes all about the user and not about the technology. Importantly, it allows anyone to work anywhere, at any time, with any device. Collaboration is not prescriptive about the type of technology used, but rather provides a seamless, easy user interface for communications across the business, whether an office worker, or a home worker, or a mobile worker. Collaborative communication tools should enter the business environment and be available to all employees, regardless of the type of device employed and regardless of whether they are an office-based employee, or a mobile employee, or a home working employee. Features such as presence, instant messaging, mobile phone and mobility, video, as well as web conferencing should be available to all employees, both within the company and between companies. It is only when these services are available to all employees that items such as presence, video and instant messaging increase productivity and transform the way in which we do business within the organisation. GGR Communications will continue this series of webinar presentations and covering a number of subjects around collaboration and unified communications. In particular, we'll look at IP communications, Unified Communications Manager and IP telephony endpoints. We'll look at mobile phone integration together with mobile soft phones and mobility. We'll look at unified messaging and instant messaging and presence. We'll look at video calling and web conferencing as well as video conferencing. And finally, we'll look at Cisco Unified Contact Center. Thank you for listening to this presentation on collaboration and unified communications. The rest of the series will be available on our website at www.ggr.net.